Hey, welcome to Mad Dog's After Show. You're along for the ride with the Mad Dog and Cole, the Hammerhead Farrell.
Always take out your teammate first and foremost.
I decided to fly through the air and live in the sunlight and enjoy life as much as I could, and that's just what I'm doing.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm.
Man, oh man, I just love starting every podcast with those incredibly inspiring words from Mr. Evil Knievel. Flying through the air, living in the sunlight, and enjoying life. Man, we all need to do a little more of that.
Yeah, I think we need to do a little more of all of it, right? A little bit more living in the
Amen.
sunlight, looking for the positivity in life. And, the reason we get to do that is no other reason than our first responders that we have. And of course, our brave men and women of our armed forces and all of their families that support them. Could not do this silly show without them.
Yep, absolutely. And special shout out to our veterans and the families of those that gave all MIA and KIA. Thank you for your sacrifice. We appreciate and respect you all.
Love it.
Absolutely. And man, speaking of things we love, how about Kicker Performance Audio? You can find them, kicker.com, online. Assault Industries, Assault UTV, find them online, assaultind.com. Of course, Bomber Eyewear, Bomber Floating Eyewear, Bomber Safety Eyewear, find them online, bombereyewear.com. Shutter and Whirl Media. You can find her on Instagram, Shutter and Whirl. Go to the bio. The website is right there. Of course, Hey Keeks Marketing. You can find her at heykeeks.com. How you been, buddy?
I feel like it's been a long time since we've talked.
Yeah, it feels like it. I think it's only been a couple of weeks, but holy cow, it feels like forever, man.
There's some weird thing where because you're traveling and not that we live in the same neighborhood, but for some reason it just feels like you're gone more.
Yeah, and I have been gone a lot, man. It's like I think we led up to Springfield Mile, so I did the Springfield Mile. I was home for a little bit. I did the American Flat Track season finale at Lake Ozark Speedway. I was home for basically about 36 hours. And then I was off to, of course, one of our favorites, Sand Sports Super Show, Orange County Fairgrounds, Costa Mesa, California. So I've been, cranking some miles and some air miles and road miles and hotel stays lately.
Yeah, man on the move. I got to imagine that Sand Sports Show felt quite a bit more of a homecoming than maybe some of the stuff back east or up north there. So if you can leave in the morning and be home that day, that's I would say that's pretty exciting for your lifestyle.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man, for sure. And Springfield is always fun. I love going to Springfield. The mile racing with the flat track bikes is insane. The championship was close. On the AFT singles presented by Kicker, during the break before Springfield, the championship was real close, and Chase Sadoff had a crash, and the championship was wrapped up by Tom Drain from Down Under, first non-American flat track champion ever.
I mean, they're already coming for our sprint cars, so why wouldn't they jump on two wheels and go left, huh? No, that's exciting. I think that's great. I think that, it's at the risk of sounding cheesy. I think it shows how big of a sport it really is internationally.
Yeah, for sure. And, to their credit, Estes and Racing Team, the Blue Crew, if you will, um, man, I'll get to Lake Ozarks in just a minute, but they had a great season. Tom, uh, heading podium season for the singles class, so it's not like he didn't earn it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I'd agree with that.
Yeah, for sure. And then in the twins class, man, the drama was all there. I mean, I think they were like maybe 3 points apart going into the second doubleheader. And I believe about lap 3 or 4, Briar Bauman started smoking. And I believe lap 6 or something, they black flagged him. And there's a lot of hate, a lot of discontent about the black flag because it basically ended he still had a chance going into Lake Ozark, but the point spread was massive at that point, like 13. Um, and Dallas Daniels would have had to finish below 7th at Lake Ozark, which anything can happen. And honestly, the Yamahas haven't been strong this year on short track, so I didn't count it over, but a lot of people did, and a lot of people faulted the AMA Pro Racing, AFT, for throwing the black flag when there was no physical leak on the bike. But having talked to some racers, and you and I are both racers, right? So I don't want to follow somebody into a dirt track corner at 135 miles an hour who's smoking, and the smoke smells like the death smell for oil burning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, first reaction. I mean, it's I fully agree, and but I don't know how you feel about. Well, no, you came from extremely high speed world, so for me, to be honest, I agree with you, but I can't say I've ever been anything close to that situation. Coming from the slow speed side of moto stuff, I'm like, I can't really see any other thing unless a guy was attacking me to where I'd want to be black flagged. All of that to say, yeah, if you're going 120 down the straightaway and there's looking like potential imminent danger in front of you, I might be okay with it.
Yeah, and really, those guys run in such a tight pack that I honestly, after talking to some of the racers that were in that pack, I believe that the draft is so critical on the miles for the Super Twins. I believe the top 5 bikes probably would have intentionally hung Breyer out to dry anyways and just kept him out of the draft, and he'd be back in the second pack anyway. Um, but that being said, if a motor explodes at 130 miles an hour and there's 20 bikes on track, a lot of people are going to get hurt really bad.
Yeah, undoubtedly, right?
Yeah.
That part's
Now,
not up for debate. Yep, go ahead.
right. Now, the other side of me is like, man, I can't believe you guys did that. And
Horse before the cart kind of thing. And
yeah, it really, I mean, should have given him a couple more laps to see how it was going, or if he was losing power or something. And that side of me, as a fan, I'm a Briar Bauman fan and a Rick Ware Racing fan. And I think it's great that the Harleys were so competitive this year. So, when you look at that, and then what I will call a questionable call on the contact at Sturgis at the short track between Breyer and Dallas, I think there was a questionable call made there. I think that was a racing incident, but whatever. Here we go into Lake Ozarks season finale with the Harley down 13 points to the Yamaha. And so Daniels would have had to finish 7th or worse at short track. And he hasn't been strong at short tracks. Anything can happen. Breyer went out and did everything he could possibly do. Um, and, it ended up being a close fit. But congratulations to Dallas Daniels, your 2025 American Flat Track AMA Pro Racing Grand Super Twins Grand Champion. So that was cool. Man, Lake Ozark Speedway is a really nice facility.
Man, you took my question. I'm glad we're getting into this.
Yeah, the dirt looked good. I had a great time. They're great hosts above everything, just absolutely amazing hosts. Beautiful facility. One of my new favorites, I'd say.
Wow. I'm thinking we
Yeah.
start thinking creatively here. I think we start a Top Gear style podium board of your favorite tracks you've been to. Now feelings are going to get hurt,
that.
but we got to be honest here.
I like that. That's a great idea.
Right.
Write that down and email it to me later, and I'll put something together.
And done. Got it.
Because as I'm redoing the studio, man, I'm going to kind of revamp everything in here. So, to an extent. So, that'd definitely be a plus to add. Racetracks and venues. How about venues for events also?
Yeah, I think we would kind of have to, right? Because so much involved is not necessarily a racetrack. So, okay, so let's do that. And then if you're any track or facility out there listening, I just want you to know that this will be a fair and honest thing, but we can also be bought out because we're people. So, that's all part of the scoring system.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, what a really nice facility. And of course, then they had the, they wrapped Saturday, and it was quite the travel ordeal for me. Not troublesome, but just active and adventurous.
Okay.
Dude, I had to fly into Springfield, Missouri, which I've never flown in there before. Beautiful little airport, super cool. Lots of cool stuff in the airport, airplanes in the rafters, and I'm going to say it was a replica of the Wright brothers plane, hanging right there in baggage claim. It was super cool. I'm a aeronautics fan, fanboy. I love airplanes, so it was rad, dude. And then I rented an brand new F-150 pickup. Had I think like 6,000 miles on it. Really nice blue color, good looking truck. Drove great, but it had this wee itty bitty teeny tiny motor in it. And the turbo lag on it, I guess it was like what, a 3 liter, 3.5. I don't even know what they call them anymore.
Man, I think it's a 3. I think the EcoBooster. Well, there's a couple different ones, but I think they're a 3 liter V6 single turbo. I think.
Yeah, it was a single turbo, but it was, the turbo lag on it sucked. But it had, I believe, a 10-speed transmission, and so I mean, it did okay. And, driving interstate at 80 miles an hour, heading out to Lodo, to Lake of the Ozarks, dude, I got like 22 miles to the gallon empty. So, there's that.
Well, I was going to say, I'm like, you're a world-renowned Kia Soul fan. So how did it be that you got a full-size vehicle this time?
Good question.
Normally that's a little faux pas in your world.
Yeah, great question. So, I have the big giant crate. It's not giant. It's 45 inches by 48 inches by 48 inches tall. On off-road casters, it travels around with the race series, that I Tetris a 10 by 20 booth into. I had to take that back to Kicker for a refresh uh, after the award ceremony.
Gotcha. So there was a legitimate need and demand.
There was a purpose for sure. And yeah, man. So like, there I am with this pickup. It did a great job. It was hot there at Lake of the Ozarks. And humid, of course. But it was a good event. My buddy Bill, that had the motorcycle in the booth, the Harley in the booth at Springfield, brought a different bike equipped with Kicker audio for the booth in Lake of the Ozarks. And dude, it was pretty cool. On setup day, he brought the bike over, and I had the opportunity he had added a couple of the newer Kicker KPX power sports amps, specifically designed size-wise for motorcycles. And so I had the opportunity to be able to tune it and get it dialed in to where it sounded good. And him and the AFT superfan Dennis Parrish took off on a ride that afternoon while I finished setup. Not before they bought me lunch, which I'm super grateful for. And that evening, I believe the fuel injection control module went out on his bike and left him hanging. So I didn't get to have it in the booth, but at least he's okay. The bike's okay. But the local Harley shop did not have the module he needed. So, but shout out to Bill H. Thank you so much for all your help and support. He's become a great friend, and, he's got some beautiful, beautiful bikes. So that was cool. Man, race day was good. Like I said, Tom Drain had already wrapped up a championship, but he went out in style. He won the Super Fan Dash for Cash for the AFT singles presented by Kicker. He won his heat race, and he won the main event. So
get out the broom, huh?
Yeah, put a foot stomp. And in the Super Twins, Breyer did the same thing. And so he literally did everything he could, and he should not hold his head down at all. Man, he rode the wheels off of that thing on the short track, and just, I mean, how freaking cool is it that Harley is back on the podium pretty much every weekend in American flat track?
Yeah, the ebbs and flows of it all is just so exciting, because if you know what's going to happen, why would you watch, right?
Yeah, exactly. So with that wrapped up, I got the crate loaded up into the old F-150 and strapped down. Saturday night after the races, I think I got back to the hotel shortly after midnight. Got up the next day, got around, and I had to go to one of the resorts right on Lake of the Ozarks, where the AFT Awards banquet and light brunch would be, starting at 2:00. Got to hang out with Scotty Dubler.
Nice.
And, the whole AFT team, the racers, our good friend Raymond Rizzo, our chaplain. Man, just really blessed times. And then this year, Kicker did something different for the AFT singles presented by Kicker Champion. They offered a Kicker bonus, which was a several $1,000 audio system custom audio system for the vehicle of their choice. So,
damn, that'd be sick.
Yeah, and so I was asked to present that award at the championship banquet, and that was certainly an honor. Was able to make a nice little speech, and it was really really cool. Really did my heart good. And, AFT is just such a great family. But man, said my goodbyes, hopped in the truck and ran the 5 hours back to Stillwater that evening.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I needed to unload the crate in the morning, have the truck back late morning, and be on a 2 p.m. flight out of Stillwater. So, so
You
I
had to
managed.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it had to be done. I still managed to squeeze a couple of meetings in at headquarters, and man, yeah, it was like boom, 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 fly home, drive from Vegas home. Um, Tuesday was spent getting everything final detailed, the kicker razor final details done, um, and going through everything on the old grinder and trailer, getting everything loaded and ready for sand sports. And Wednesday morning, it was wheels up for Costa Mesa.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, so made the run in, and I'm not going to fool anybody with this. I do not like driving in Southern California, especially with a truck and trailer. Um, it just People are rude. Nobody knows how to merge. It's just crazy. We're in a traffic backup, which is no surprise on the 91, and people are literally going by on the shoulder.
Yeah. No, it's I guess I'm glad to have grown up in it. So when you tow, you just know it's going to suck. Not that you don't know, but point being, I think we've gotten to a point here where you just have to fight rudeness with rudeness to get anywhere with a trailer.
Yeah, pretty much. And it sucks because, you know, it's to an extent, no matter what, when you're pulling a big trailer and you're driving a big truck, um, you know, the best defensive driving is offensive driving,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
No, it absolutely is.
you know. So, anyways, I made Costa Mesa and made sure we had power already laid out for the kicker XRV. J Dub and Stefan were heading out. The Bang Bro was heading out. They left Tuesday morning, so I saw them Monday morning at HQ. They left Tuesday morning with the kicker semi, the XRV, extreme recreational vehicle, and got into Costa Mesa Wednesday evening. Um, and by then I was able to have all our stuff lined out and everything like that. And man, it was setup day and organized, getting the vehicles that other people were bringing in loaded into the booth and stuff like that. And as you well know, it's Friday morning, first half of the day is always just the grind on the final details, right?
Yep.
And then show opened, and man, away it went. And it was a stellar show for us. Um, Incredibly busy, super cool for me because I get to see so many. It's like you said, kind of like a homecoming, you know?
Yeah, which can be a good thing or bad thing depending on how much stuff you got to do.
Yeah, exactly. And, I managed to get out Saturday morning and do a walkabout and see a lot of my friends and get a little visiting in, a little networking in, if you will, and then it was just game on, Saturday, Sunday, and then when it wraps Sunday, you're getting everything packed up, and for me, having to get the trailer back in. I had to get in line an hour before the event closed.
Oh man, you're bringing up some painful memories here.
Oh yeah, dude. I know. And then sitting there for an hour after the event closed to get in.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, man. Hey, we need the people to spend the money, but also sometimes you wish there'd be one giant broom right when the show ends that just pushes everybody out into the parking lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not the best waiter, right? I'm not good at waiting around, so it was definitely trying, but we got everything wrapped up, and man, I want to give a shout out to our loyal listeners, the Watsons, because Crazy Watson won the American Sand Association 2025 raffle, the grand prize, the Polaris Razor Pro R. So
Applaud
it was,
coming through right now. Applaud coming
yeah.
through on the microphone.
You what?
I mean, I was trying, but these are good mics.
Oh, yeah. It is rad, dude. I'm so stoked for him, so happy for him. And, speaking of American Sand Association, I was able to stop by and see Kusky. Dave and Tammy were both there, which was super cool. Of course, I got to see Russell, Chuck from Pro Eagle, of course, Maxis Mike. They were posted up just catty corner from us. Always great to see him. And just so many people. Of course, Marcelo from Assault, such a great guy. Love him to death. And, speaking of them, him and Manuel are heading for Idaho to meet up with Kane Smead, MAddOG'S after show veteran, also because they're doing his border to border UTV ride.
Oh man, that looks so fun.
Yeah.
It takes a long time, and you got to be a man to do it, but
Right?
it looks like a freaking adventure.
Yeah, I think they're going to have a great time, man. So, super stoked for them. And it's always great to see Marcelo. I saw Glenn, Merchant, Stephen Taco Bell, and, just all great guys. It was so cool. And of course, the general, Dave Butts, and he was doing the Polaris, overseeing the Polaris build. And I got to see Betsy from Polaris, and of course, some of the 6-speed guys, Skip Stevens, my man Skip. If you remember, I think it was 3 years ago at Camp Razor, he was the greenhorn that worked with me at Camp Razor, and I was pretty impressed with how hard he worked and his work ethic and how well he learned. And here he is now, one of their major event producers and overseers. So pretty proud of that kid for sure, man.
Absolutely. Honorary shout out.
Yeah, honorary shout out for sure. So, and with that, dude, it was like, we got Sam Sports wrapped. It was just game on the whole time. I did get to see Robbie Gordon, played chicken with him with my razor, and he was in a forklift on loadout, so that was fun. We were goofing off a little bit. That's the only time I got to see him, so that was all right by me.
And you were in the razor, you said?
Yeah.
Man, I wonder who's faster, you in a razor or Robbie Gordon on a forklift?
Depends on where we're at, I think.
Man, guys should have taken to the oval there and across the parking lot and figured it out once for all, huh?
Yeah, I did make a trip over to the Speedway and snuck through the gate.
Thank you for the photos. Always appreciated.
Yeah, I was thinking of you. Totally bummed you didn't make it out. I get it, but totally bummed I didn't get to see you in actual.
I'm sad I didn't get to see you. I know. It's been that year, which means next year can't be that year. That's the only option.
Well, yeah, it's been 2 years, dude.
Man, I didn't go last year.
Sand Sports. No,
I'm pretty sure I went last. Well,
I don't
actually,
think
no, I
you
don't
went
know.
last year, but I did see our good friends, the crazy ginger Connor.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm glad they went and paid their dues.
Yeah, and Claire and the new baby. So that was pretty cool. It was great to see them always. Yeah, man, just saw so many great friends. And, the Indians, Chavano and Cavano said to be sure and tell you hi.
Oh, I was thinking about those guys 2 days ago. I'll leave out the details, but I miss them a lot.
Yeah, they're great dudes. Great dudes.
Great hang.
Yeah, for sure. So, man, it was a good time, dude. I just, ran into so many people, and I'm very grateful for the people that came by the booth to see me. We're kind of locked in there, and so it was super cool. And, it's always an honor to work with the kicker team. J-Dub, Bang Bro, we had Lucky out there, Tracy, man, just incredible quality people.
Yeah, great people. Well, and you guys have such a nice presence there. All the kicker stuff looks so nice that there's a huge sense of pride in just that alone, being out front in front of all the sick cars and sick products, and having the XRV there and everything. So yeah, I can't argue at all that just what a great organization to be with, man.
Yeah, I even got to spend a little bit of time with the bearded bomber himself, Jason from Bomber Eyewear. Super cool. And while we're talking about super cool things and sand sports, Assault Industries has released their new axles, and you can find them. They're called the Phoenix axles. You can find them at assaultind.com. New product alert. Also, I hasn't made their website yet, but I will tell you they have a new mirror coming, and it's pretty sick. So watch for that also. And while we're on new products, Kicker just dropped the new completely cordless wireless TW3 earbuds.
Okay, I'm not losing my mind, because I was on Kicker's website the other day and I was like, I don't remember this announcement. I mean, I know I'm kind of out of the loop on stuff, but all right, continue with the TSW3.
Yeah, so TW3.
Sorry, TW3. Go ahead.
From Kicker are now water resistant, sweat resistant, longer battery life, and full noise canceling.
Man, you just said all the right words to me.
Right? They are the bomb. And I believe as soon as they get caught up on orders, there will be a set heading your way. So,
I mean, I'm just having a lot of quiet showers lately, and I could use the TW3s to really brighten up my day.
There you go. Yeah. So, yeah, man. So new product alert there. And, yeah, Sand Sports was ripping. Travel's been good. The old grinder did great. Except for the sucky speed limit when towing in California.
Yeah, it's a suggestion, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah, well, unless other people towing are going faster, I didn't want to be a standout.
Not looking to stick your head out with a truck and trailer that aren't too inconspicuous.
Right, exactly.
Understood.
Last thing I need is a ticket or another ticket. So, yeah, so I try and behave. The most frustrating part for me, dude, about that is, okay, so it's 55. You can get away with 64 to 67. Pretty easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But all this crap is supposed to be for better mileage. It's a bunch of crap. I get less than 1 mile to the gallon better at that speed than I do at 82.
Go figure.
So they're full of it. And then you have the shitty California diesel, which drops your miles to the gallon anyway. So, it makes no sense to me. It's like, anyway, I'm not going to go there. It's, yeah. So with that, man, I think that's about a good recap. I don't know. What do you got? You got
Man.
anything you want to interject? I mean, it was pretty, it's been a pretty full, like 3 weeks. So what else have you got?
Man, over the last 3 weeks, as far as anything interesting goes, I just got back from the state of Texas, handling some business out there. And I got to say, I'd like to put a bounty on myself because I went to Andretti's karting facility and no one could beat me. And that kind of bothered me. So
Yeah.
I would just, if any of our Texas listeners, preferably in the Dallas area, would like to put a bounty on there or show me the fast way around that track, I would gladly appreciate it. But secondly, man, this is really cool. And this is exciting news for myself. I was asked last Saturday for the 2026 season. Potentially, nothing's fully ingrained yet, but in my head, I'm ready to go. But might be pit bossing a 1600 buggy team next year for Mojave Off-Road Enterprises.
Hell yeah, that's
So,
awesome. That's huge, dude.
It's huge, but it just being humble and honest, I'm like, just even if God forbid it doesn't happen, just to even be asked is like, yes, like that's my win for the weekend, and
For
I
sure.
went home that night and I was texting a couple people in the race series like, well, don't bother me next year because I'm all booked up now. So ego's already started what you kind of need in that class. So that's my big thing. Now, to be honest, I've heard that there might only be 4 races next year. So that would, one, be disappointing, but 2, I can't think of an easier way to softball into the series.
Right.
And only 4 races. I mean, I can figure out how to get to the desert once a quarter, I think.
Yeah. Good. Well, that'd be rad, dude. That'd be super rad. And we'll have to see what else we can put together for some action adventure stuff for next year. I know we really wanted to this year, and between schedules and all that, man, we just have not been able to, but we need to get serious about it for sure. And because we have some great opportunities out there. So
just got to reach for them, huh?
Super cool. Congratulations, buddy.
No, thank you. And coming from a place of, we'll call it either humility or realisticness, but I have never had any position on a 4-wheel race team of any sort of responsibility. So as exciting as that was, I immediately started, I don't want to say demoting myself, but I was volunteering for other stuff. I go, well, I can, I'd still obviously love to be fully on, and I can go remote pit, whatever you guys want, or I can figure out something else. And it was like, nope, we got that handled. We need you to do this. I'm like, all right, well, then I guess
you are
game. Let me pull out my old rusty Volkswagen tools here, and we'll get 1600 racing.
Hey, you are the right man for the job. I have full confidence. Just remember that, there's a difference between the 4-wheel and the 2-wheel crew chief. So don't wear a fanny pack or a backpack.
Okay, backpack I'm with. Fanny pack, you're going to have to walk me through that a little bit more. I just like the balance of it on the lower back. I like the look of it. Big 90s motorcycle racing fan. So,
Yeah, it seems like, I go to these amateur races and you see, every bike chief either has their big fanny pack with all their T-handles hanging off of it and everything.
Your clear glasses. You need your Z87 clear glasses.
Yeah, or they're wearing, or they have their backpack, right?
Giant, the biggest backpack you've ever seen. Yep.
Yeah.
And they got a pint of fuel in a Stanley mug for some dude. That's everybody.
Yeah.
That's so funny you say that. Yeah,
I mean, I hate the stereotype, but that's
Oh.
every amateur bike chief.
pushing the wheel cart. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
see it in my head.
I'm like, come on. Like, you're going 4 minutes. If your bike breaks, not much chance you're going to fix it on the sidelines when you can't get out there anyways. But whatever, each to their own.
Yeah.
They got a headset when there's no radios communication with the riders, but I guess, it's all part of the look, right?
Well, what I've figured out so far and just doing a little bit of research, I'm pretty sure that what it means to pit chief or pit boss or crew chief, whatever terminology you want to use in an off-road race, I think it's just the exact Mint 400 scene from Fear, Loathing in Las Vegas, where you're sitting in a giant dust cloud as cars go whizzing by for about 8 hours. I'm thinking that's probably what's in my near future.
Yeah, you're probably close, And so, if I'm available and you need help, I have desert racing pit experience now.
Well, needing help that's already understood. That's already duh. So yeah, we'll send you some dates here once everything's set in stone. But
yeah,
call it unprofessional for me to be so excited about this. But
no,
one,
not at
things
all.
aren't set in stone. Two, I haven't dropped any names, and three, it's just something for me to set my sights on looking forward that I'm very excited about.
Absolutely. That's rad. And, while we're dropping 2026 possibilities, I have been in discussions, for a couple potential, MC gigs.
Nice.
For us.
Oh,
for both of us. Yes.
Oh, wow. All right.
By request for both of us. So,
all right. Well, that's good and bad, depending on what's going on.
well, nobody does it like we do, bro.
Literally, how could you?
I mean, the good and the bad, right?
You couldn't replicate it. Not that you want to.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, for the sake of the audience, we will get that information out as soon as we can, because that would be very, very exciting, very fun.
As soon as we get some contracts inked, you'll know about it for sure. Also, big news, Arena Cross Kicker AMA Arena Cross Championship Series has now added FIM to their moniker. So it will now be known as, technically, the AMA FIM Arena Cross Championships presented by Kicker Performance Audio for the late 25 and 26 season. And the season will be opening, drum roll please, October 11th at the Moto Beach Classic in Huntington Beach, California.
That's so cool, man. One, that's so soon. My goodness, that's so soon.
I know, I'm freaking out.
Two, the FIM, that's huge. Do you know anything more? I mean, I hate to say why, but why?
Part of it is because the schedule, which just got released, has, I believe, 2 or 3 Canadian dates.
Interesting.
So it has to do with international racing and international TV coverage, I believe. Now, as far as the rest of the details go, I do not know. And some of the details that I do know, I cannot go into.
Understood.
So,
I mean, just as a motorcycle fan, there's obviously we're in the epicenter of it here in America. But my point of that is that there are so many offshoot supercross races there. There's some European stuff. And when I say supercross, a lot of times it's quote unquote our arena size stuff. So that would be pretty interesting if we could maybe see some of those lesser names come over here and take a whack at the big shot.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me to tell you the truth. I know there's some, obviously I can't say right now, but I've been in talks with Justin from Jetworks, um, that owns the AMA Arena Cross Championships presented by Kicker. And I've talked to him, of course, my dude Tokes, uh, and there are some important, significant, big names coming to the series.
Bum, bum, bum.
When you look at last year, we made that announcement, and then we had, of course, Vince Freese, Ryan Brees was back, but we have Michael Hicks come out of the other series again. We had a guest appearance for a couple of races from the one and only Mike Alessi. Super good dude and good friend, and I was stoked to see him and his family. He's got a great family, dude. His wife and kids are just the cutest. They're so awesome.
Yeah, I hope to run across him someday and get the full
I hope
experience.
I hope he runs the whole series this year. I basically begged him to last year.
I mean, more competition, the better, huh?
Yeah, for sure. And then we had the guys with the we also launched the Stark Varg series.
Yep.
And of course with that, speaking of big names, how about Justin Bogle?
Yeah. Fan of that guy.
Yeah, he's another super rad dude, just a great guy.
Another Oklahoma's finest posse.
Yeah. So anyways, with all that, I think hey, weren't you going up to a ski resort for a motorcycle race or something? Did that ever come together?
It did not. Well, the
Okay.
race happened and my rider was there, but I was not. So, yeah, it was, man, just another thing that kind of got, if I want to be emotional about it, another rug pull this year.
Yeah.
But the funny side to that story is, definitely might not have been it certainly might not have not been a God thing. Got it. So because what I mean by that is the day before I'm looking just at the engine bay of my truck and I saw the world's biggest San Andreas fault crack on my fan fan. So fan and clutch had to get replaced even before going up there. So, maybe that was my guardian's angel keeping me from sitting on the side of Big Bear Mountain without a radiator. I've got to look at the bright side of things. So maybe that's what that was all about.
Yep, absolutely. And, it was, yeah, well, I'm bummed you didn't get to go, but I'm glad you didn't break down on the way.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Yeah,
but Jake had a lot of fun and, sounds like it was, I don't want to say controlled chaos, but it sounds like it was kind of chaotic and hopefully they can do that one again. And maybe they got all the kinks worked out for when King Cole shows up next year. It'll be nice and good formatted.
Yeah, that'd be rad for sure. So, yeah, man. Well, with that, we've had a very active. Oh, yeah. Also, if you haven't seen it, we had our first live episode, which was incredibly crazy, hectic, wild. I I don't have enough adjectives to describe it.
But fun was in there. Fun was in there. Yeah.
Yeah, it was super cool. We had Cameron from American Flat Track, Robbie from American Flat Track. We had Ezra from, don't let me screw this up, Cole. Bud's Creek.
Yep.
On the podcast. We shot it in the Kicker booth at Springfield. The YouTube live, I was having to do it off of two different sources. And for some reason, the laptop dropped the Starlink, so the YouTube live cut short. But the Instagram live ran the full duration, and that is on our Instagram at AFTR underscore podcast. And you can check that out. And a thing of all things, we had a huge announcement from Ezra that American Flat Track will be at basically a festival of speed at Budds Creek
So good. Yeah, Budds
next
Creek.
year.
For those who don't know, I mean, it's a world famous motocross facility. We've had international motorcycle races here, yada yada yada. But on the backside, there's also a beautiful oval there that sometimes they even race arena cross on the inside. So, yeah, extremely excited for the Budds Creek group to be hosting that. That's going to be so fun.
Yeah, and I'm super honored that they chose to drop it on MAddOG'S after show. You know,
Yep.
I mean,
so
just
it
it
pays
was
to listen sometimes.
Yeah,
Hardly ever, but sometimes.
it was so cool, and that is now available on our YouTube channel also at MAddOG'S After Show. So,
well, nice work on that, and more to come next year. Well, maybe even the end of this year, we'll see, huh?
yeah, I feel some more live stuff coming, and I think it's going to get better and more polished all the time. So,
good vibes, man. Good vibes doing those live shows.
I'm stoked about that. So, with that, we need to wrap up. We're pushing up on an hour. We need to get out of here. And I just want to get everybody caught up. And of course, my next go is Arena Cross, October 11th, Huntington Beach, California, during the Moto Beach Classic. Y'all come by and see me. I will be there with Team Kicker. And Cole, I expect you will be there because you will have staff credentials.
Wow. All right. Well, not that I needed that to go out. And what was the date on that?
October 11th.
All righty. Well, we will. That's amazing. So let's talk more.
Yes. So with that, we need to wrap down. And you got anything coming real quick?
No, but Denny Hamlin is still in the playoffs for NASCAR. And if you don't like him, make sure to comment, and I'll make sure to argue back. And that's how the world goes around.
You know what? Kudos. I don't know. I haven't followed NASCAR at all this year, but I did see the multiple Instagram reels of him dumping his teammate that was basically blocking him while he was trying to come through for 12th place or 11th place. And I thought that was pretty cool because
pretty sweet, man.
At some point, teammates only go so far.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, man, shoot, I could go another hour on this, but let's land this plane. You are not wrong.
All right, let's land this plane. Let's get her down. Want to be sure and thank our great partners and sponsors, Kicker Performance Audio. Find them online, kicker.com, on Instagram at Kicker Audio, on Facebook, Kicker. Every other Tuesday night live on Facebook and YouTube. Kicker Unmasked Live TV. Check it out. Bomber Eyewear, Bomber Floating Eyewear, Bomber Safety Eyewear. Whether you're trackside and need an ANSI 87 OSHA approved safety lens, or you're on the lake and need something polarized, Bomber Eyewear has you covered. Check them out, bombereyewear.com, or on Instagram at Bomber Eyewear. Check out some new styles. They just launched a Boogie Bomb in a smoked camo. Pretty sick.
Nice.
Yeah. Of course, Shutter and Whirl Media for all your still photography videography needs from pre-production through production to post-production. Shutter and Whirl has you covered all the way through. Find her on Instagram at Shutter and Whirl. And her website is long, so look in the bio. Website's there, portfolio's in there. Amazing work. Does incredible work with our video stuff, and we're so grateful. Thank you so much, Shutter and Whirl. And of course, Hey Geeks Marketing, handling our logo work, our template work, social media template work, working on some stuff on the website, MAddOG'S Garage, and, just all around, got you covered for anything social media or website related. Hey Geeks actually just did some incredible last minute signage work for the American Sand Association. And it came out great. So check her out, heygeeks.com, or on Instagram at heygeeksmarketing. Of course, MAddOG'S After Show hosts, Cole and myself, available for your MC and announcer needs. Slide into our DMs on our Instagram at AFTR_podcast. With that, I want to say a few words. When I flew out to Springfield, Illinois, it was September 11th. And, it's a somber day. And if you have to fly, for some people, it can be a stressful day. But the events of September 10th, involving the assassination of Charlie Kirk, did not help the uneasiness on the 11th. Thank you, God. I spent a lot of time in prayer that day. And, it's just crazy to me where the world is right now. And I would ask that all of our listeners, please just do your best to be good people. Get
Can't
out
argue.
there, be a good example, be good people, right?
Yep. That's you need one thing to take away today. Definitely take that away.
Yep, absolutely. With that, I'd like to end the show with a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. God bless you all. God bless our veterans. God bless our service people all around the world. God bless our first responders. God bless America. MAddOG out.